everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Texas Game Hunters. I'm your host, Joseph Truesdale, and we're back out here in Sonora, Texas at Dutton Ranch. I got my Bear Cruzer bow with me. We're going to be targeting whitetail deer in the mornings, and in the afternoons we're going to be hitting the Jeep and hitting the pastures looking for exotics. We're going to be looking for axis, we're going to be looking for black buck, and then at night we're going to be predator hunting and then back for looking exotics. I got my kids with me. We got a few guest hunters with me. It's going to be a fantastic episode. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, let's go, guys. Everybody, welcome to txgamehunters.com. Let's go find him. Oh.
I think this is our fourth and final stand. Pro Staff Charles Starkey, Pro Staff Craig McEwen of Texas Game Hunters would like to give a special thanks to our sponsors.
This portion of Texas Game Hunters is brought to you by ATN, the future of optics, Covert Ops Outdoors, SRB Field Rest, Scent Step Scent Dispensers, A-Best Foundation Repair, Icotech Game Calls, Dead Serious, The Flatty Light, Wicked Hunting Lights, Cypress Bottom Game Calls, wolfpinhunts.com, Night Ops LLC Premium Ammo, and the Pro Tracker Game Recovery System. Preparation, perseverance, field tested. Covert Ops Outdoors Ghost Cover Scent and Hint of Earth Odor Eliminator is guaranteed to keep you hidden. When you head into the woods this season, don't get busted, just disappear. Visit us today at covertopsoutdoors.com.
Exactly right.
SRB Field Rest, how awesome is this? If you have noticed cracks in your walls, doors that stick, or even slanted floors, it's time to call A-Best Foundation Repair. Our integrated peer repair system has been engineered to last a lifetime and is backed by our lifetime transferable warranty, so you will get repair that works the first time and peace of mind. Call today for your free no-hassle inspection or visit us online at mybestfoundationrepair.com.
know, I learned the hard way last time that you got to take those shots, right, Jeff? Jeff was like, somebody shoot something. Jeff was like, somebody pull the trigger.
All right, so this morning and this whole weekend, we're hunting with a few special guests. We have Vicki Adams and Sheila Sturdivant with us. They're viewers of the show. Hi. And they heard about Jeff Dutton's place on Facebook through us. And they said that they wanted to go. And I said, hey, we're going out here the weekend of October 20th. Why don't you come out with us? We're going to be bow hunting some whitetail. Let's get you on some axis. And they were thrilled. So they're out here. We're going to the blind. We're driving to the blind. We dropped them off at a couple feeders that are having a lot of activity with axis at those feeders. And I'm in a brush blind at another feeder. And yes, I did say feeder. Right now, we got a lot of whitetail out here that are coming to the feeders before these acorns starts dropping really heavily in the next couple weeks. So last time we were here, we saw a ton of management whitetail. And Jeff said, hey, when season comes along, you guys come back out. And so we're out, and that's what we're doing. But we get in the blind and the wind starts picking up. I'd say a good 15 to 20 mile an hour just consistently. Luckily, we're in the right place. It's coming from the feeder right to left and back. So we're about 50 yards from the feeder, and we've hand corned and thrown a little bit of buckbuster nutrition, the buckbuster dust out in front of us to get the deer to stop in our shooting lane. And man, just this front's moving through. It's the pressure's rising and the wind's picking up, and nothing is moving early in the morning. Finally, we have a nice management buck come in from the right hand side, and he just stays on the right hand side. 6 more feet to the middle and he's done, but he stays on that right side. So we have to sit here and just watch it, which is great. I love just watching deer, but I love even more. So he just hangs out right here on the right for like 20 minutes. Then we have a spike and a doe come in from the left. The doe is hanging out too far to the left. So now I got a management right here, a doe right here, and then I got a spike right here, but he's right by the feeder. So nothing's right in nothing's in that zone right there. So I'm like, come on guys, killing me. I had my Pro Tracker game tracking system on my arrow, so we could, I mean, theoretically make maybe not the best shot and still find them with this system. The system's awesome, but I don't want to take a poor shot. I want to wait, have the patience, and wait for the right shot. Because we all know with bow hunting, even with that right perfect shot, I mean, you get a little bit of a shake and move just a hair and the shot's done. So there's too much to go wrong to take a 50-yard shot. I'm not going to lean around this bush. I'm not going to lean around this bush. I'm just waiting. Then they all look up over to the right, and then they take off. I'm like, what is going on? So I look out the right little hole about this big out of the brush line to my right, and there is a giant axis buck about 150 yards away, just in the middle of this field. And I'm just like, oh, where is my rifle when I need it? And he's got a doe with him, and they're just grazing in the field. They're under a few of the post oaks, and he's just taking his horns and he's just rubbing them on the branches, and he's knocking acorns down and he's eating them. I'm like, great, he's not going to come to the feeder, because why, when you have these beautiful green acorns that you're knocking off the tree, why are you going to come get corn? So we watch him for like 20 minutes, and they get within like 40 yards, which is shooting range. But I have this hole on the right-hand side. I need them to come in the front of the blind so I have a bigger hole to shoot out of. They never do. They actually circle up behind me, and they get within like 5 to 10 feet. I don't know exactly how far they were because I didn't turn around because I was just frozen, because they were right behind me. And there's the doorway is like this, so you can see right in. If I move, they're going to see that movement. but I can hear, I don't know if it's the buck, I don't know if it's a doe, but I hear one of them breathing. So I know they're like right there by the door. And remember I said the wind's blowing this way, and I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get winded. That doe's about to start barking at me. And if any of you have never heard an axis doe bark, it's not like a whitetail. They don't blow at you. They sort of have like, almost like a high-pitched bark. And so that's what I'm waiting for, but I never hear it. And I just hear crunch, 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 and they walk off. They never come around. They just keep going. And that's the morning hunt in a nutshell. Never got a shot, saw some great stuff, but I mean, that's part of hunting. I mean, I could have taken a couple shots, but they were questionable, and I just didn't want to do that. So, time to pack up my bear bow. I have the Bear Cruzer with me this time. That thing is deadly accurate. It's quiet. I love it. And we're gonna go pick up the ladies, and then we're gonna head out. We're gonna take the top off the Jeep, the Texas Game Hunters Jeep, and then we're gonna head out on this 6,000 acres and see if we can't chase down a few exotics. This portion of Texas Game Hunters is brought to you by Treason Camo, Seven Oaks Ranch, Mormon Taxidermy, The Multi-Seat, Deer 30 Bone Brew Antler Fuel, The Tap Lock, Buck Buster Nutrition, Pure Whitetail, MWD Firearms, Pennsylvania Arrow Company, Bear Archery, Rocket Broadheads, and Trophy Ridge.
Tech. Dead serious game calls and decoys.
To shoot deer like this, you first must start with this. The next big thing.
Alright, so we got the top off the Jeep, and I'm driving. So I'm driving, trying to find them. We got Vicky in the back passenger seat, ready on deck to jump up and shoot after Sheila shoots one, and we got Sheila up top with the gun, ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So we head out. We head out, and you know, this morning I'm not seeing as much as we normally do. This front is still rolling through. We still got some wind, but we're gonna track them down. And so we're driving around, we're seeing groups of axes, we're seeing black buck, we're seeing tons of whitetail now, but they're just running so fast we cannot get a shot. So we're driving through this field and I see these little yellow dots across a fence line. And I'm like, hey, those are black buck does. Let's get up. I told everybody, I said, put the gun down, hold on, we're going. So I floor the Jeep.
see this black buck doe, well, what I thought was a black buck doe at first, just in the field, just sitting there looking at us. And I slammed on my brakes, back up. We get out the binoculars, we get out the camera, we zoom in, and it's hard to tell, but it looks like a doe. We can't see any horns. We see the ears sticking up. We can't see any horns, and I give the okay. I said, let's take out this doe. So Sheila gets out. She gets her bipod out. She lines up the shot. I heard her breathe. Squeezes the trigger, and it looked like a perfect shot in the camera. Just, and I did it in slow motion. You see like this little, which looks like it hits right in the chest where it needs to. Looking at us, we get up there. We cannot find any blood, and as we're looking, we see. I jump them, and I see little bitty horns sticking out. I'm like, oh man, it's a little buck, which is okay because they got a ton of them out here. But I see him walking on 3 legs, and I'm like, oh, she got him. So I come over, I tell her, I said, hey, I just jumped him. He's walking on 3 legs. Let's see if we can find blood. And we're seeing drops and drops and drops of blood, but nothing real substantial. So at this point, you can see Vicky, you can see her heart just melt. She's like, oh my gosh, I just injured an animal. And any of us who have been hunting, I think, have done it at one point, and it's the worst feeling in the world. And you could just tell that she felt absolutely horrible. And he came back to you on the evening hunting while you're sitting in the blind.
Yeah, just, just happened to be glancing across, and there he was. Lying down in between 2 trees, bumped him up again, shot him, moved, and
that was it.
Disappeared. So I had to go track him down. And
well, there he is.
There he is.
Well, redemption. That's awesome.
Story.
I mean, as a hunter myself, it's all happened to all of us where we haven't made the best shot that we wanted to. Circumstances, and then in the back of our head we're like, man, please just let us get lucky and come around the corner, and there he is. I mean, I know I've thought of that, others have thought of that, but the fact that that actually happened to you, you're sitting at the blind and he comes back and you're able to take him out, so you get that harvest. That's awesome.
Don't get a lot of second chances.
No, so you got that second chance, which is great. Yeah. Well, congratulations. He's definitely going to eat good.
Yeah.
Let's get him hung up.
Okay.
All right, and then go get some more.
Thank you so much.
All right. Redemption. Vicky is redeemed. She has, I mean, what are the odds? Blind she's sitting at, the buck comes in, lays down that she injured earlier, and takes him out. Awesome. Happy ending. So it is now time to let's go out at night, because that's when axes are really moving. We got the Wicked lights out. We have the Thor HD thermal. We have the ATN Bino XD, the night vision binoculars out. And it's time to find Sheila and Axis, and let's get her on an Axis. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. So you got Axis and a hog. Axis doe.
Yes, sir.
And I messed with you and told you it was a whitetail.
Yes,
when
you
we were
did.
bringing it back.
That was very scary.
Standing back in the back. I was like, it's a whitetail. All right, awesome. So yeah, we driving around at night, getting it done. Came around the corner, the hog was standing there. We said, shoot the hog, and
had to find it first and let's go.
I said, okay, you shot it.
Shot it.
And then the Axis, great. I mean, she ran less than 20 yards. Great meat in the freezer. All right, well, let's get them put away.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, do it tomorrow.
Yes.
Do it again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm calling it a night. I'm tired. We didn't have time to do any predator hunting tonight because we were all focused on exotics, but now it's time to get me what I came here for. It's time to get me my management buck and maybe a doe to go along with it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks, and we'll be out on the morning hunt. Preparation. perseverance, field tested. Covert Ops Outdoors Ghost Cover Scent and Hint of Earth Odor Eliminator is guaranteed to keep you hidden. When you head into the woods this season, don't get busted, just disappear. Visit us today at covertopsoutdoors.com. Exactly what I need to do. SRB field rest, how awesome is this? If you have noticed cracks in your walls, doors that stick, or even slanted floors, it's time to call A-Best Foundation Repair. Our integrated peer repair system has been engineered to last a lifetime and is backed by our lifetime transferable warranty, so you will get repair that works the first time and peace of mind. Call today for your free no-hassle inspection or visit us online at mybestfoundationrepair.com. Day 2, morning, day 2, final morning. Man, why does it always come down to the final morning with me? It's like, come on, let me get this done. All right, so final morning. That front has sort of moved out last night. We were supposed to have some rain come through last night. It never rained. It's not really that windy this morning. I'm feeling good. I'm going to the blind. I told Jacques, I said, put me in the blind that I was here last time and we saw like 30 whitetail. I want to go back there. And he was like, that was like 2 months ago. They could be anywhere. And I was like, I don't care. It's in my head that that's a good spot, so let's go back there. So he's like, all right, you're the boss. Let's go back there. So he takes me back there. But we're out here in the morning. I have the camera set up. And before dark, I already have, I can't tell if it's a spike or if it's a doe, but we have a young deer 5 feet in front of the brush blind. I mean, I can't even get the camera on it. It's still dark. I just see this light little shadow moving. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. It's slowly getting lighter, it's slowly getting lighter. I'm not seeing any more deer. And finally I see these 2 little bitty horns. He's just sitting there eating, walking around. And we can take a spike if we want, but he was small. I mean, he was a year, that was his first set of horns. It's not like he's a spike on his 3rd set of horns and he's still a spike. There's a big, there's 2 sides of the fence. Once a spike, always a spike. No, a spike will grow. I've seen spikes grow in the past, but by their 3rd set of horns, if they're still a spike, I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed that's gonna be a spike. I mean, anything can happen, but this guy was like 1.5 years old. He was super young, and so we said we're not even gonna try to get a shot on him. And he just sort of mosey-ons off to the left, which there's another hole that's going to be important later to remember. There's another hole right here. And there he is. A nice 7-point management with about 4.5-inch brow tines. And he's about 3.5 years old. So 3.5, 7-point brow tines are getting long. He could possibly get symmetrical the next year and get to an 8, but we really don't think he's ever going to get bigger than an 8. So that's the green light. That's a management that we want to get rid of here is 6, 7, or 8s. That's not going to get any better than an 8. So look over that little spike. I totally forgot about him. He's right here, 5 feet out of this window. He sees me pick up and draw the, and he blows at me and starts stomping his feet. And I'm like, you little. And he runs back like 40 yards. The management's just still there looking at me. He's not looking at me, he's looking at the other buck. Like, what is going on? What is he blowing at? And the buck looks around, looks at me, and sees nothing. And the other guy knows I'm there. He busted me already. So he's sitting there, and he's stomping his feet. I'm like, oh my God, this management's gonna take off. And the management buck looks at him like he's crazy. He's just like, crazy. And he goes down and just starts to eat again. I said, that's it. He's not a monster, but he's a management. He's a 7-point. His brow tines are like 4.5 inches. He's not gonna get any bigger than that. And the ownership said, if you have a management like that, 7, 6, 8, that his brow tines are that long, take him out. So we took him out. Whew. I didn't even need the protractor today. He just dropped. Oh my gosh. He's not a monster by any means, but man, he's a good management. 7 points. Look at these brown ties, 4.5-inch brown ties. Definitely good management. Quality deer. Gonna be a great deer in the freezer. But man, this Bear bow, this Bear Cruzer by Bear Archery, every time puts it right on the money. Super quiet. Man, I love this bow. And then combined with the Pro Tracker, it's a FM transmitting tracker. And I'll show it to you here on the other side here in a second, but it just sticks in, and had he ran, we would have been able to track him down, but he just jumped and flopped over a little dramatic there, I would say. But yeah. All right, what a great deer. Man, as always, what a great experience out of Dutton Ranches. Jeff, Jacques, you guys always seem to impress me even more every time I go out there. Book your hunts, give them a call. The numbers are right here on the bottom of the screen. Management hunt, exotic hunts, whitetail hunts, turkey hunts. They have it all. Lodging is always included, but don't forget to tip your guide. Bring your own food and drinks and you're good to go. But I can't wait to go back. But until next time, this is Joseph Truesdale and you've been watching Texas Game Hunters.